Hello and welcome back. Today we are continuing our Victoria 3 run here as Japan. Last episode we popped off in a couple ways. First, we doubled construction from about 760 to 1530, which this is already big ups, but we also built 2 level 51 universities, and these universities are giving an enormous amount of innovation output. Before we had like a level 5 university. Now with the 2 level 51 universities, we have like way more. We went from about 75 innovation, the 5 about 25-ish from the 5 of these, and then the 50 base to like 575 innovation. So this was pretty big. We also did, some small Bali expansion. We got Oranhe in. I think we already had Transvaal. We also puppeted Chile, which is going to be pretty good. They have a good amount of sulfur for the later game, which is a resource I think we don't have a tremendous amount of. But overall, puppeting these two is much better when you're on European powers and you can integrate and incorporate them in only 5 years after you annex them. We might just leave them a puppet for the remainder of the game here and just hope that they are kind of a good customs union partner. But other than that, we didn't expand too much. We did vassalize and then annex them, so we have a little bit less infamy than we would otherwise. We're sitting at 12 right now, and we are currently contemplating what to do here. Great Qing has got this huge fight with Russia, and there's a bunch of people in on it. We were allied with Great Qing, and then we abandoned them because we don't want this heat. We don't want to fight Russia, France, and Germany and have them develop poor attitudes towards us as well in the process in order to maybe like kind of play nice with Austria. I think that this Austria is about to get clapped here is what I'm saying, and we might even want to fight Austria just specifically for the purpose of getting a... We're actually going to save because we haven't saved in between the two plays, but we might actually even want to fight Austria just for recognition here, because Austria is going to be busy with France, Russia, and Germany all at once here, so this might be a really good spot. We can't declare war on them right now because we are technically involved in this play, but if we declare neutrality here, I believe we can declare war on them, and we might be doing this actually. Just to force recognition because they're quite likely to back down. So let's just declare neutrality here. And let's see if maybe we can force recognition on Austria. They will have the Ottomans on their side, and so we will have to fight through the Ottomans on here. So let's just take a look here at what is currently the situation. They have a power projection of 940. That's pretty good for the Ottomans. Ottomans are caked up this run. Did they not run into problems? No, they're still unrecognized, but that is unfortunate. We only have 1023, and so we do have the option of waiting a little bit and letting them get caught up in their war and swapping over PMs. Let's take a look, and we're going to come in here and we're going to do this in order to kind of see where we have the most available labor. We see it's in Kansai and Chubu. And so what we're going to do in Kansai and Chubu is we're going to swap up the PMs of their conscription centers, and we're going to look to maybe conscript in order to make this fight work. So this way we can wait like 100-ish days and then start a fight, and then, we'll be decent on these. We're going to slow down to speed 4 because we do want to have a little bit of a think. I do think speed 5 tends to get much better engagement here, but we want to these guys are both going to be dusted up and busy. So I think we ask for recognition on Austria here, and we can always reload because we do have this save. And we say, hey, we want the recognition. I think people are not likely to join in on this, and we're going to put all of our guys on these 2 fronts, or on this one front that we have here. And then we will also mobilize the conscripts here, because they do take a while to bring up. They are swapping over PMs, but they are still going to be quite useful. And then we are going to need to also, I think, expand the army quite a bit. And we will expand it in these 2 spots, because we know that we'll put this up to 75, and we'll put this up to 50, because we know that there's a decent amount of stuff here. I think that, where are we going here? 75, 50, we can maybe do another 50? So just add a total of 100, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this. And we'll just let it churn through. Well, actually, I'm not sure if we want to kick these to the top of the queue. I think we do. So we're going to find the barracks at the back of the queue. And we're going to go through the long, arduous process of clicking Alt-click a whole bunch, because you cannot shift or control Alt-click stuff to the top of the queue. It's a bit annoying, but it is what it is. But these extra barracks, I think, will go quite a long way to making this play work. Because once we get recognition, then we just absolutely pop off. It's so important and valuable in so many ways that I think that this is a good spot, because Austria is caught in on a bad war. Now, hopefully Great Qing doesn't back down and they actually get a fight, and Austria does have to fight, you know, Germany and Russia at the same time, and France. And so we're hoping that this is the case, but we'll see what we can do. And now, Ottomans are also in here, so we're also going to go for liberate Iraq and maybe Syria here. With Syria, is that a new tag? We're going to liberate Iraq, though, and Syria. And we're going to also go for war reps on the Ottomans. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get war reps enforced on Austria, although the war goal is their capital anyways. So I guess we might as well put in on it. We can sway someone? No way. Let's go, baby. Offer unification leadership? Oh, I think this is worth. Normally you can never sway great powers for recognition play. But how much does this cost? It costs 30 maneuvers, so I guess we'll put in on that. And I think it just makes it likely that they back down, but unfortunately we can't make any of these other war goals primary, and we are using 30 of these maneuvers. I wish it froze the maneuvers, but I think that Austria is very likely to back down on the back of this, which is super fine with us. Also expanding the military by 100 is kind of fine with us, although we do want to double construction here. If we can this episode, you know, go up to 1360 in order to have doubled construction. But if we don't get this, this is also fine. Let's come in and let's swap over all the PMs to publicly traded, which notably is not necessarily, it doesn't really generate a lot more for the investment pool on a lot of the manufacturing buildings unless they don't have full employment, in which case it does make a difference. But what it will do is it will, well, it'll make it better for when they don't have, we're going to keep these on because we want these to employ a little bit more, so we're going to keep them privately owned, which generally leads to better employment, and same thing here. So this is one factor that influences privately ownership is also good for it. But the other one is switching over a huge chunk of the ownership of all the rural areas to being capitalist owned, which is going to contribute a lot more to the investment pool, is also going to nuke the clout of the landowners, and so they are going to be on their way out, and so this is going to be good for us. But it will make the buildings more profitable. It depresses the price of labor a little bit if you don't have full employment. If you have full employment, it doesn't really do anything, but, and don't want to go into the math on that, but just trust me. I'm so excited about this war. Man, maybe we should have saved. I don't know. But it is, maybe, I guess the meta is going to be declaring on either Austria or Germany, so you get this extra front or whatever. Because they're going to be advancing in 2 spots. It's unfortunate we probably should have put war reps in on... If I'd known we could have gotten Germany to join us, we would have put war reps in and made war reps on Austria primary, and this would have been significantly better. Yeah, it would have been just way better, because that way I think it's fairly likely Austria backs down. They definitely do like to back down kind of above average percent in I think we'll decline this. I don't think it's worth our diplomacy, although we're about to have way more diplomacy. We can also think about bankrolling people. Ooh, we do want a trade agreement with these guys. And if we can get Mexico in a customs union, this would be nice, so let's try and do that. Constitutional Reform Party, collapse the opposition, so let's reform the government, and we can get something legitimate looking now. Hurrah. We did switch to, I believe, either census or universal suffrage, which is pretty good on this front. And this will also help us enact multiculturalism, which is a big law. Another thing we're going to be doing this episode. We also have some guy who's given us a lot more authority. So we're going to come in here, we're going to get it up above 200, and we're going to put the tax on services back in. Let's go, baby. which is going to help facilitate, you know, that doubling of construction we're trying to get done this episode. We are experiencing a bureaucratic shortfall. I think that's because we swapped the guy. We're going to put a couple of these at the top. Ooh, looks like we already have a couple at the top. And we are kind of reaching the point here where I think we're going to 51 this. So this is 38. So this is 41. And then 51. We're putting that in the back of the queue. Backroom dealings exposed. Such is the nature of things. We will take the bureaucracy hit, because we can afford it at this juncture. And I think... This is an open terrain expert. We'll keep him there. Woodland expert we will move on over to here. I'm a little surprised this is going to pop off, but we'll see what we can do here. Cameras are unlocked, so we get photographic art. So we're going to come in here and swap that over. And we're going to have a little bit of a think that we perhaps should have had before, which is one of the reasons we're on speed 4 here now. Looks like they are already fighting in the other war, so we don't get access to that front. But it looks like Austria is getting a little bit of pushed in on. We will come and we will land with the smallest guy on the capital here and try and do that. And I'm thinking that we do actually have a whole bunch of guys in reserve, so we're going to promote this guy once. We're going to promote this guy a couple times. We still have leftover guys. We're going to take this guy, and we're going to leave this guy at home to defend against landings. It's really not a lot to defend against landings, but hopefully it's kind of helpful. And I think we are, in the near-ish future, going to want more Navy, even if it's not, we're not going to be able to kind of get it in right now, so we'll just do this. And we immediately get this massive push off into them. Into the Ottomans, because the Ottomans are tied up against Russia right now. Now, unfortunately, we can't put in on this front, even though the North German Fed is on our side, which is a little bit weird. What we will do is we will... Let's come in here and go designate strategic objective. Can we designate 2? Wait, why are we at war with... Okay, whatever. We'll have this as the... Just go straight for the capital, my guy. I do believe we have war reps on the Ottoman Empire, so enforcing this will be pretty nice, as well as liberating Iraq. We'll expand the rubber industry. Rubber boom, 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 boom. I think on the back of that, we will, knowing that it is kind of building out, find where is our... Can we swap you to elastics? I think we can. It does cause a shortage. Maybe we can put some at the top of the queue. Deal with that. We are trying to get everything onto elastics, so why don't we just do kind of a little bit of this. The front, hopefully that builds out. Unfortunately, we get some front splitting here, which is not ideal. Where is this spoil? We left him at home, but we do want him mobilized. It looks like we had a general die somewhere. That's not ideal. We'll recruit that guy. We'll leave him at kind of a lower level. And we have this new defensive strategist who is an industrialist. We'll promote him a couple times. And I think we're going to leave the landowner guy at home. Or the petit... We'll move that guy over there. We'll move this guy over here. We'll leave this guy at home. For now. Because this guy is about to get wrecked by multiple front problems. We'll actually recruit another general to try and deal with this. Who could say no to the cocaine addict himself? Maybe leave the cocaine addict at home. We'll mobilize him though. So he will get a share of the conscripts. And Austria is in a bad way. Unfortunately, we have to be able to control the capital, so we will want to do a naval landing on them soonish. Looks like we have an ally on that front, which is going to help out, and we get our landing off back there. So we're keeping this guy back, so let's see if we can maybe land this guy, Takeki Kokugawa. I think this is usually the softer spot. So we'll try and see if we can get a landing in there. I think it's kind of unlikely we can get the landing in like that, but Austria does have a lot tied up on these fronts, so maybe we can get something done. It's very hard to land them, though. I mean, I guess he's earned it. It's the first time we're sending him out, but, you know, he's earned it. We'll take the throughput bonus. Looks like we're starting to get some of these guys assigned to these fronts. We do have allies here. And it looks like we can push into Krakow, and then maybe from Krakow we can push into... Let's take a look here and see if we can set a strategic objective of, nope. Cannot push in through that way. Can in theory push in this way, but that's gonna get closed up. These guys are gonna capitulate first. Which liberating Iraq is decent. We incurred 0 infamy for this, and so this will be fine. Multiculturalism is about to tick. Let's go, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna try and double construction here. We'll take the enactment chance. New leadership. A character does appear with the Intelligentsia, which is... Oh no, we shouldn't have done that, because we had a radical, and now they're not a radical. We're actually just gonna load. That's really not a heads-up play. Because the guy who was currently the leader of the Intelligentsia was supporting multiculturalism, and the new guy is not. And so, you know, we're just gonna do it like that, do it like this, do it like that, do it with a wiffle ball bat. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Yeah, getting a nice push, I guess. Does this naval landing get in? No, it does not, because they are on Ironclads. Unfortunate. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get a naval landing in, but we will do this old leadership, because the old leadership does support multiculturalism. They are the ones who support it, and the other guy doesn't. So we will, I guess we'll assign like this big boyo here, and we'll try and we'll set this to... This is the new strategic objective. We want that. Because from there we can push into Austria. And we will try landing... Yeah, he lost a battle. Now, can we promote you? We need more boats. We'll spend that guy back that way. And we are hoping to get in onto Austria in this way here. That way we don't have to do a landing. So let's see if we can also go army, designate strategic objective. I think that's their capital. It's the capital at the start of the game, but they always move it. Yeah, they moved it. Where's the capital now? Please don't say Bohemia. It is Bohemia. It's always Bohemia, man. There we go. And now it's effectively like a landing of sorts. We're gonna get a nice fast push in here. Yeah, let's go, baby. Too bad we didn't use bike messengers. This would have been nice. But, we do get a full push through here. Ooh, we are almost on the capital. Give it up, my guy. Give the Germans the leadership. Capitulate, my guy. Oh, you're wrecked. You can get decayed below 0. It's such a big fight for you. Get owned, my friend. Okay, we have unused construction. I think we're going to need a little bit more ports, and so we're going to use the ports to solve the infrastructure problems, if we can. A little bit, because we are having convoy problems. If you're having convoy problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got convoy problems, and they're amongst my problems. Okay, we are also going to want to just generally progress stuff towards the 51. We see that glassworks are somehow not that profitable, but steel mills are profitable, and there's not too much steel. So we're going to come into the urban center here, and we are going to swap on over to covered markets. And we're going to swap this to electric streetlights. I'm not sure if we can support this. I think we can. And where do we have electricity? We do want to start going to 51 in electricity as well. And it's here we have electricity. So we're going to put that in the queue. Put it on auto expand. And we saw a bunch of standard livings go up as we swapped the thing over. Yeah, Austria is getting wrecked. You can capitulate anytime you want, my guy. You can concede at any time. And we have this off of 51ing here. Now, once you pass like 35-ish on the government administrations, I mean not here, here. Once you pass 35-ish, it's often a good idea just to go to 51 to get the economies of scale throughput bonus. A huge proportion of your wages is in fact, or of the cost is on wages. On base level it would. The throughput increases both the input of the paper and the overall output. So now we have a ton of extra, right? So we can go and we can maybe do like one of these. Ooh, adopt state Shinto. We have to have monarchy? Okay. Is that it? Have the Buddhist monks not martialists? Okay, well, whatever. We don't really care. At least for this run. But now we can up some of these. Notably, these are going to be all really good. We can up these a couple levels here. And this will come in nicely. Rubber rush, you're telling me. It's a bit of a rush. It's a rush. It's a rush. But yeah, we're just dusting them up here. Because they're too preoccupied with the Germans and the Russians. Our convoys are getting sunk, though. We don't like that. Definitely big sad on that front. But on the other fronts, we're pretty happy. So we do need to add a bit more to the construction queue. So what we're going to add is going to be... why are we losing so much money? Probably because our convoys are getting wrecked. Investment pool is growing, though. And we have plenty of gold reserves. So we're kind of fine with this. For now, we're gonna come through and we're gonna look and see economies of scale. So we're gonna try and 51 this, and we are going to 51 this, and we are going to 51. This is fine. That's 51 already. This is 51, but this is the auto queue that did this, and I don't know why they did this, but they just blasted this into the upper stratosphere. I have no idea why they did this. It's like profitable, well, the building's profitable. The problem is we don't have enough population here. One of the reasons we want to get on multiculturalism is to push pops into places, and so stuff like that doesn't happen. Something we could do though in order to maybe stem this from happening is use PMs that like this, which help to the labor-saving PMs in general in these places. Steam Donkey's not available. And we liberate Iraq here, which is going to be big nice. I think we're gonna, so either we want to get them in the customs union or we don't. Looks like they're traditionalist monarchy, serfdom's abolished though, but overall I think they're going to be defending the borders quite frequently, so we're just going to damage relations and look to get them the military leeway. And we get vacuum canning, nice. I do believe we have some oil. Probably not enough to turn all this on. We're going to do it here. And we get triage unlocked. We're not going to activate that until this war is over. And we get multiculturalism here as well, which is fantastic. We're going to get rid of some... Alright, how much are we getting from this? 31k, 41k, and this is 91. I think that we generally want to tax the stuff that is kind of the upper rung pop stuff more. It looks like they are drinking alcohol for the lower rung pops. So we will come in and we will remove this tax, and we don't have very much consumption taxes left. Most of our authority is getting spent. open arms, though. Now that we are multiculturalism, we get come one, come all, which is just absolutely fantastic. Why don't we take a little bit of a screen of this? Multiculturalism is just such a strong law because it allows you to get an enormous amount of migration. And what I'm expecting to see almost immediately is this province we complained about not having enough labor. It's just going to explode in population, and we're going to get a ton of migration, and it's going to be from all over the place. We get expanded power plants, unlimited power, except we actually just want steam turbine, this type of thing. Let's get rid of all those, and let's make sure people get assigned to fronts. Looks like Austria might no longer be in a fight with Germany. So will you recognize us and give German leadership? You will. Germans, for whatever reason, don't want to accept this. Why? Okay, we can do this. Sure. So now we get recognition, which is going to make us absolutely pop off economically because our trade routes get way better. We're going to come in and we're going to take a look at our trade routes. We're going to unpause, and we see a bunch of stuff is going to be shifting around. We're going to stop importing this, though. Don't mind importing this. I guess we'll stop actively exporting clothes. It's not going to be profitable, but we will get greater prioritization. We will also, before we were running a 25% malice, here, let's find it over here. Before we were running a 25% malice on this, and now we are not. So we bumped up from this 230, we went from this 200 number to this 237 number, so we're getting a lot more tech in that spread, which is quite nice. We're getting open hearth process, which is going to give us a lot more steel, which is going to allow us to turn on the steel railways, which we've kind of holding off on a little bit. And so really just a huge pop-off, expecting this number to kind of resolve itself. Also, as we recover convoys, this type of thing. We are going to take a look at the military tech and see how close we are. So I think because gantry cranes is not spreading, I think we're going to go ironclad gantry cranes next, and then we are going to go into, I think, malaria prevention here. North German Federation is damaging relations. This is unfortunate. I think we want to fight these guys, and so let's take a look at diplomacy. You guys are rivaling Great Britain. We do want to play nice with Great Britain. They don't like us very much. Now, we do want to do this hegemony stuff as well, so we will have to gain some more subjects. We would want to go after Iraq, but we cannot yet. I think of the best way to do this. I think we might just want to conquer Macran, because we actually do have a little bit of infamy. We have a little bit more infamy than I thought. We can declare interest in a bunch of places, though, because we have much more stuff. So let's do some of this, maybe. We're getting a bunch more electricity as well. That's starting to finish up, so we'll come in here and we will swap this over to electric streetlights. And this to covered markets, which doesn't make much money, but I think the electricity, we just need to wait for these to finish. It's also going to auto-queue a bunch of electricity. We see this starting to recover a little bit. The North Germans have leadership, and we could even go after Beijing now. They're still involved in a play, but what we could do here is we could go after Beijing. And wait, why can't we? We must have a truce because we broke. Here, let's do this, and we have an we don't have an interest. We can go after them. Okay, so let's do this. Let's come here, and let's not do this one, and let's instead go here. And we might take Beijing, because we have bad relations with them anyways. Incorporating them into our market would be very good, but we could also just take the state of Beijing. We do have multiculturalism. We're going to activate open hearth process, and then we're going to turn on a bunch of stuff. So we're going to do this, which is probably not going to be profitable because steel price is going to shoot down, but then we're just going to dramatically increase the demand for steel here by turning this onto this, which is going to dramatically decrease what we're paying in subsidies. So we're paying 44K. This should come on down as all the railways become much more profitable, and you see it start to come down. Now the tooltip hasn't updated, because it was on 44k before, but let's take another look. Yeah, it looks like it's flattened out. Man, it should really go down more. It's unfortunate. We are going to swap up to field hospitals as well. And now it continues back up. What? We are bankrolling Mexico and Liberia, so let's see what we can do with that. We're trying to protectorate you guys. Are you defending the borders? You are defending the borders. Maybe this is a bit of a lost cause, and we should not be bankrolling them? Let's stop bankrolling them, I think. And then we'll take a look at Mexico. We do not have a thing with them yet, but we will hopefully get one. And we have this recovery here, so we're going to expand construction with this, which is also going to increase the demand for steel. And so now, can't do that. I think the trade unionists are super happy with this anyways. We do want to eventually go compulsory primary school. Let's look at how the Free Trade Party happened, which they're big sad on us. So what we will do in order to make them happier, which will increase investment pool contribution, is we're going to pass poor laws, which is going to make a few groups happier. It's going to make the industrialists up to this, so we're going to get 20% increased investment pool contribution, so this number is big juiced. And then the trade unionists are also going to be happy with this law pass as well. Currently passing it on the back of the trade unionists, but they will support. And so I believe we have power plants here, so we're going to do this and go to auto expand as well. This one is starting at 51. We're bringing down the price of electricity here, so we can maybe... Let's actually just take a look at our market real quick, and we are going to do some trade stuff, and we are also going to try and evaluate some things. So let's see, can we export more of this? We have a ton of it, it's very cheap. Let's export it to everyone we can, especially the people who we have 0 convoys requirement. And we also have cheap furniture. We don't hate having cheap furniture, but this is something we are more than happy to export. We would like to import fabric as much as we can, but it's generally not. We are generally running all of the really productive routes on this. And where's steel? Well, we would like to import more silk, but this is kind of tough. Import it from Iraq and Austria. Maybe we would want to incorporate Iraq diplomatically. We'll have to take a closer look at them. Steel's not too expensive, so I think we can actually turn up the steel on a bunch of these places. And by turn up the steel, I mean come into here and switch these on to covered markets. So we can come into here and switch this to covered markets. Yeah. Which is going to make more services. It's going to increase the demand for steel and other stuff. Now, services are very cheap, but this is going to pull up standard of living, which will help with the migration attraction, which is going to pull down the price of labor, generally speaking. Authority. Cool. Not really that useful, but cool. We are going to, yeah, look at this NAT spread. We're getting like half the tech speed from NAT spread on this, and so it's going to be very quick to go Ironclad, gantry cranes. It's going to be very nice, because then we will also be able to like do the triple landing technique. I think we should expand this a little bit. Let's take a look. Let's do that. And let's do this. And then we're going to, like we said, come back in here, and we're going to actually go into this lens, go into the import trade routes, and we're just going to go through the lines of things, specifically trying to focus more on agrarian goods. We're going to import like this from Ecuador. We're going to import this from Argentina and from Peru, Bolivia. Could import it from some other people, but actually Ecuador and Guatemala, and we do want to try and expand the customs union out that way. So we will do that. Argentinian, we will import it to here, and then fertilizers, kind of, we don't want to import these, nor could we. We're going to import these from Russia here. Fruits, we'll import it from these ones that have 0 convoys in the usage. Grain, ooh baby, this is going to be big for us. This will help increase standard of living, which is especially important now that we have multiculturalism, because we can actually get a ton of migration. Iron, we can import from the Austrians and the North Germans and the British. It's going to be big. That's going to help encourage our various things. think we don't want to... Let's see, can we import meat? Can from them. We're going to hit a bureaucratic shortfall. This is fine. We have time to increase it. We already looked at silk. Rubber. We could import rubber. I think we'd rather expand our own rubber, and we can import some of this as well. Prioritizing the 0 convoys places. Tobacco is definitely going to be profitable from a lot of these. Softwood, kind of solving a lot of our softwood problems, which is excellent, especially as you get older. And we're going to try and export tools. Especially to these 0 convoy places. We're going to try and export engines. And we are going to export luxuries. Some of these. Although we're about to fight Great Qing, so I guess maybe that was not the play. And let's see about exporting just regular furniture. And regular clothes. We already have a bunch of export routes. Okay. There we go. Now we are going to eventually run infrastructure malice, so we're going to come in here and we're going to put 5, or not infrastructure, we're going to run this malice. Okay, so Great Qing is no longer in a fight, and we could go for Beijing here. But a bunch of great powers can join against us now. Now, they couldn't join before because they were already involved in a play against Great Qing, and now they can join, and they have a power projection of kind of near the same, in the same realm as us, so I think we just maybe chill and don't do this with them. Don't rumble with them, and maybe look to focus more into Russia. I think we should not fight Russia immediately either, though. So, these guys are not defending, but they're conservative, so they generally start defending. We're going to bankroll them. We're going to try and get them the diplomatic way, and we're going to take a look in our diplomacy tab and see if we can get anyone into our customs union. We can't change these guys. We are close to customs unioning a bunch of these guys. None of these guys are outstanding. But Mexico and some of these guys we are trying to get in the slow way. So let's start bankrolling them. And we will continue along our merry way, looking to expand construction as well. Freedom of trade, marketplace of the world. I think we will buy. Maybe buy. And we're losing some money. We're fine with this. Look at this SOL climb on up, and basically right in time for us to have multiculturalism. Now we're siphoning off pops from Chile, almost certainly, although they do have some bonuses on that front. But we are looking to get more people into the market. So maybe we just really don't want to go after Beijing. We're going to stop damaging relations. We're going to improve relations and maybe try and get them in the customs union, get a trade agreement, get this sort of stuff rolling. A little bit back and forth there in regards to what we're thinking is good, but I think that if we could just maybe move this over to Italy, maybe we'll go after some Italian states. Rubber's discovered. Let's get a trade agreement with Iraq, which is going to help bring up our relations faster, get us to this faster. Let's actually take a look in terms of diplomatic actions. Who is willing to accept a trade agreement? Peru, Bolivia is. We're trying to get them in the customs union as well. And we do want to find a war. We are down at 5 infamy. And we need to create subjects as well. We could subjugate Bulagan, or Bulungan. I always call it Bulagan. I don't think that's correct. I think we want to go after Congo. We've been damaging relations for some time with them. Let's establish some colonies. We got cut off here. We would like the Congo to uncut ourselves off. This would be kind of what we want, but unfortunately they're improving relations with us, so we can't undeclare an interest there. We can incorporate here though, so we're going to do that. It's going to take 21 years, but maybe we get the return state CB then? Maybe not. Jabal Shammar would be fine. I think we could just conquer them though, instead of dominioning them, although they are landlocked, and so let's dominion them actually. And we will just ask for war reps as well, which makes it more likely for them to back down because they do have something to lose. And we can also ban slavery against them. Not too worried about someone getting slavery on us. We could also puppet the Papal States. We do kind of... It would be nice for us to pick up this, Lazio, for the 100 authority. We are trying to pass poor laws, but this is fine. Man, so nice to see all this come up. Home affairs is increased. Hopefully we start doing a little bit better on this front. We are decreasing these. And wow, we get... we get that a little bit quick. And so now, Great Britain sides with Jabal Shammar and then abandons them. Okay, that's fine. So now, as far as laws go, we are getting a little bit better in terms of... We want to make the trade unionists happy. So we want to try and pass stuff that they enjoy. They're pacifist, which is kind of why they're unhappy. And so... what can we do here? Now we do want to do these, but these are going to make the Industrialists upset. This will not make the Industrialists too upset, and it'll make the trade unionists really happy. So we're going to go one step at a time here, just to try and keep things a little bit smooth in terms of the approval rating. And we are just chasing kind of some of these bonuses from the Industrialists. We're getting more than +10, trade unionists more than +10. Russia sides with Jabal Shammar. Who can we sway here? Iraq. That's not going to cut it. Let's take a look. Let's declare interest. And let's see if we can maybe do something here to mess Russia up a bit. I'm thinking that... Okay, we're going to mobilize all generals for starters. And we're also going to activate conscripts in our 2 conscript places. We're going to sneeze, obviously. Strictly better play to sneeze. And we're going to think about what we want to take from Russia. If we even want to fight this fight, they are pretty confident. But I think that we have better PMs. Unfortunately, landing is going to be tough. Because we are not yet quite on what we want to be on. Let's just take a look at their army power projection, and let's also see what they want. 2340, and we are... So we somewhat commensurate. We're going to be able to get this, and so it's just a matter of outmaneuvering them, and they just... Russia just wants nothing. So this is kind of a free roll, because we're going to enforce on these guys, and then we're going to be kind of going into Russia here, so... I suppose we would want, at the very least, war reps off of Russia, but we'll take a look once we get the interest in their region. Great Britain has a Diplo play against these guys. I think we're actually going to come in and we're going to look at our some of this stuff. Like this, I think we can swap to now. Electric fences. The electricity is having quite a bit of a come up here. And I don't think we can swap all these to electricity. I think we gotta still piecemeal it over. But I think we can start piecemealing a bit more of it over. So swap this to electrical streetlights. And what was that in Shibu? We'll also swap it. Oh, it's on covered markets. So Tohoku, we'll swap to covered markets as well. And to... Sorry, electric streetlights. Which is decreasing the price of services, which is going to be quite nice, which will help pull up the standard of living. Unfortunately, we don't have pump jacks yet. Russia rivals us. Okay, bud. We get our interest, so we're going to see who we can liberate here. Now, I wish it would highlight where people are when the libs happen, but these aren't the best ones. I was hoping we'd be able to liberate Perm, but Perm is not in there. I guess we'll just try out some of these. And we'll revoke their claim on Sakhalin, maybe? Maybe open their market. And then liberate another one. Tungus sounds like it might be over here. None of this is going to incur us infamy, and we will try and get a landing. We will promote this guy, but I'm pretty sure he just doesn't have enough guys. So we're going to take a look. Yeah, I just think it's going to be really tough for us to get a landing. We're going to take a look at expanding some of these naval bases, though. I mean, they're already expanding. Damn. We're not recruiting fast enough. We might even want to go Generalist. But I think that we really do want to make a push for malaria prevention here, so we're actually just like a little bit behind what we would want, but with gantry cranes is not spreading, so we'll take that anyways. I guess we'll try landing here, which isn't going to take too many convoys for us to support, and just try and push this way, and then try landing on their capital as well. So we're going to come in here and naval invade with this. Austria is having some problems. And we did want to up construction, but maybe that's just a dream at this point. This episode. I hate when this happens, man. This bricks our war. You see this? Our war got bricked by the revolution. That's super cool, you know? And now they're gonna lose, and we're just gonna have incurred infamy for nothing. That's super cool. I mean, we do get a war on Russia, but like this is it. So, yeah, yep. Russia has notably a way stronger navy than us. AI seems pretty bad at handling the navy, though. Particularly bad. I think we have this. Ooh, it's not on auto expand. Let's go, baby. Just trying to 51 a lot of these things. Sure, trade agreement with France? Why not? That will help to keep their fingers out of our pie. And it will help our economy in the short term as well. We are actually making a decent amount of money, so we're going to come in and we're going to... I mean, maybe we won't double construction, but... do some of that action. Maybe try and get up to 2K. Seems like a good number. Nice and even. Steam Donkey is big nice. Especially, well, it's very tempting to go for pump jacks. They're trying to land us. I don't think that'll work. Oh, we get a landing on them, though. Let's go, baby. So this guy's fighting. This guy's experienced offensive planner. We'll keep this guy here. The defensive guy, the 40 stack. And we'll try and land with the 16 stack over here. I don't think this is going to work. But if it does, we will get a whole bunch of stuff off of Russia, so this will be nice. we do have to expand construction, or expand what we're building, so we're going to just take a quick look, try and see what the earnings look like on stuff. We see that food industries in particular is a bit of a pop-off, so we're going to take a look at which ones are maybe close, and we're going to expand the ones in Kansai a little bit, and then probably look to 51 it next time this is kind of a thing. We're going to expand these in Kanto. We're going to see this is on 31. We're going to 51 this. Paper's not especially profitable, but we'll just pop down 5 in Kansai here anyway. And clothes in Kansai, I think we just want a 51 here. And so we're going to be needing a lot of stuff in Kansai. Or a lot of infrastructure, what I mean by stuff. Again, it's Kansai here. I think we're just going to put down another 21 in Kanto, though. Just because Kansai is not quite... We're building a whole bunch up in Kansai. Did we reacquire a front here? I guess we did. Okay. Ooh, looks like they're having fascist North German Federation versus German Federation. Why did guys get unassigned from this front, man? Oh, because we unassigned them. That would explain it. That explains everything, actually. Yeah. He's a moderate. He can die. Not a big deal. This is going to hurt them a little bit, though. Do they have no one coming? Awkward. It would be really nice if we can get a landing in here. We might even promote this guy who is doing the landing. I am feeling that, yeah... Ooh, they're not even on Ironclads yet. I mean, we're just going to annex this little chunk, and the aristocratic revolt's going to get off scot-free. I really hate this mechanic so much, where revolts are not annexable. Okay, I'm going to write this down. Revolts... No annex. Because I think that this is, like, really just... Like, if you're invading and it's not like the revolt's like, oh, sorry, we didn't mean it. Like, yeah. We only meant to conquer those guys. It's not about the it's not about the land. It's about the guys. And we're probably gonna crank this up like a whole bunch, actually. So this is gonna be 42. And this is gonna be good. Just 51ing another spot gives us a lot of that juice. Juicy juice. Now, we do get wrecked on the landing, but the Admiral, he's got 2 more boats now than he did before. Gantry Cranes is unlocked. I don't think we can go Ironclads immediately, but it is double. And so it's a 90%, or it's an 80% penalty, but since it's doubled, so it's like 40, so it'll be like 16 instead of 20 or something like this, and we will just build into that. So actually, maybe we do swap over the PMs immediately. Kind of keen on moving. Let's move this 100 stack over here. I wasn't sure if we were supposed to do that. We will also come in here and we will designate the strategic capital of their capital. So they will try and work their way over there. And then we will come in here and we will land again with the this guy. Or attempt to. We'll just keep doing that. I think that we can pretty comfortably try and do it like this. Hopefully this revolt just backs down. Ridiculous. Oh, okay. Well, perhaps even more ridiculous is... Okay, so now we get a fight against the revolts. I guess this is fine. Or this, I mean, this ends up working out the way we want it to work out, so I guess I'm super okay with it. Yeah, we're not even going to be that ahead of time on the malaria prevention by the time we get here. We're just going to be 2 techs behind, but this is fine. I think we're going to 51 this other thing over here as well. Government administrations really benefit from being 51. Oh, we're already doing that. We're going to take a look at insufficient tax capacity, where else we have it. And Chubu stands out. So we will put another 5 in here. And we will come in and do the full gantry cranes industrial port swap. We're going to swap these to ironclads. I know we're landing with them, but it's almost a wash. And it will become progressively less of a wash as time goes by. We will swap these over to using steam-powered. And then we will swap our boaty boat makers to making these steamships. We get ironclads. Now, we want offense because we are trying to land. And so we will go 20% Navy offense, I think, here. And maybe we can even get a landing off, although we will be having a pretty severe penalty from swapping on over. So this is going to be what you'll see even here. Like, our offense is basically the same as it was before, even with the 20% juice. And we just don't have enough guys at the start of the battle relative. But this will get smaller and smaller in terms of the differential as our PMs finish swapping up. So it looks like they just don't believe in winning wars. I don't know why they aren't assigning more guys to over here. They're just gonna slowly get pushed. Okay. They're just keeping guys in the capital, I guess. I mean, I suppose that's fair. They picked this war with us. Let's actually see about expanding construction a little bit. More. We actually also would not mind deficit spending here as well, which kind of informs a little bit stuff. We get them as a dominion. So now it's just us against Russia. Just kind of waiting for this to go away so we can try again. We do have the penalties for swapping on over, but these will quickly be overridden by the PM just being way better. So we are going to want to land with, I guess, the guy who's standing by in Arabia instead. Suke Nori. Actually, let's land with Arakai. And where's the guy in Arabia? We are going to send him back to Japan to defend Japan. So we will be a little bit vulnerable for a short period of time, but we're slowly pushing them back in this war, it seems. Someone's exporting grain to us. I'm guessing that's the German problem. Russia interest deactivated. Okay, fair enough. We are going to do some of this. I'm going to add one port here, but very soon we're going to get a bunch of free infrastructure. Or we just got a bunch of free infrastructure by swapping up to gantry cranes. Let's take a look at our building PMs. I think that maybe we can start swapping all these covered markets. I think we can support that. I don't know if we can support the electricity, so this is going to take 5k more electricity. Let's take a look at the prices. Yeah, that's not gonna, it's not gonna, we can't quite support that, but we can swap it in a couple places. Unless the tooltip's just wrong. Maybe the tooltip's wrong. We actually have it swapped up in kind of most of the places, right? The tooltip must just be wrong, man. Alright, let's swap it over anyway. Does this make money? It does make money now, so let's do that. Let's swap this. Shortage? What are we having a shortage of? Ironclads? Really? Didn't we swap? Oh, we didn't swap over. We didn't swap over this. Military shipbuilding or extensive. We're gonna go military. That'll fix that problem pretty comfortably. And we continue to push towards the capital the long way. London wants a trade agreement. I think we say no. I don't think that's worth our diplomacy. Well, let's check our bankrolls here. So we got a few going. So we have an obligation with Iraq. We can get them in the customs union with it. Now, hopefully they're not defending the borders. They're not. They do have a conservative agenda, though. We can improve relations with Argentina as well to try and force them in this direction a little bit faster. And we lost the battle, but we should be able to push them to them fairly shortly here. You know, we are increasingly getting a better and better PM because we swapped to Ironclads, and we have an 80% penalty, and we are very quickly getting off of that penalty, so we're going to try again with Gentaro, this boy, again trying to land the capital, which is what we need to enforce them below 0. We cannot enforce them below 0 to open the Russian market. Is that really the only one that requires... I guess we're on the territory we need for the other ones. That's unfortunate that we put that in there then. If we didn't have open the market, which we kind of don't even care that much about. We'll do that. Minus the Conservative Party. Nice standard of living. We should be getting a decent amount of migration as well. If we take a look, because especially we have the open arms thing. If we take a look here, population, look at this growth. Let's go, baby. That's actually not even the most enormous growth. I have no idea why this just randomly cranked up to 51 in terms of the auto queue. Maybe I just like misidentified it and 51'd it myself. I have no idea what this is about. But it's where we would want it anyways, so it's like not the end of the world. It does require a bunch of extra infrastructure, but Intelligentsia are not powerful. We don't like to see that. We want them to be powerful. It's a bit unfortunate. We also have an unacceptable government. This is kind of... We shouldn't be playing on this fast. Kind of just making a lot of mistakes here. And see, before it was 35, now it's 47, and we'll increase, it will keep on increasing. Oh, of course, we get a very small start battle. We get fertilizers. This is going to be nice, because we can swap on. So for these, they're currently, they start privately owned, but we can go improve fertilizers, and once we do that, we can then go publicly traded. And then we can swap up all these to the better fertilizers, which are going to be very profitable, because we have a ton of fertilizer anyways. Now we're super righteous. Unfortunately, the conservative bloc is just really powerful relative to like the progressive party. Looks like they finally decided to assign a decent amount of guys to the front, which means maybe this navy landing is going to get through when we actually get it going. This is gonna have to fail, and then we're gonna have to try again. Let's see if we can maybe do... liberate some of these? No. They don't have anything to enforce on us. I suppose maybe... maybe things aren't such a big deal. Are we winning these battles? If we're winning these battles... nope, we're starting to lose some of these battles. I think we maybe try for one more landing here. If we can't get it in, then call it a day. So I'm just going to wait for him to have not lost a naval battle recently, and he is going to land Gentaro Rocky, which hopefully there's not a lot of people here on this front anymore, but we get restricted child labor. Huzzah! We're going to come in here and we're going to increase this. What are they offering us? White peace? Nah, dude. And we're going to also come in and we are going to make sure that we have a little bit more construction. Just try and get us above 2K before the end of this episode, which is probably going to conclude in just a minute. I think we are going to 51 some stuff if we can. This is kind of close-ish. Actually, well, we're not going to just 41 it, so we'll do that. I'm going to start moving this close up a little bit. I'm going to push up a lot of these as well. Here. And then here as well. Do some of that. Put this on auto expand. So the queue is nice and filled. Losing a little bit of money, starting to deficit spend, but we're a recognized country now, so we don't really mind deficit spending because we get a much better interest rate on our loans. We're only paying 2K in interest, and we're paying it quite a lot in subsidies on these rails. These rails have been really sticky on the subsidies. I don't know if something changed. Could also use labor-saving PMs in a lot of these places, like here. Could probably steam donkey this up. Labor's, I think, really expensive here in Hokkaido. I think we should just turn on Steam Donkey in a bunch of places, though. Let's do that. Yep. Because this is starting to come up. So labor-saving PMs in general are going to start looking a lot better. Let's do it here as well. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, we should be getting the, oh man, it's still 50% state construction efficiency negative, but the gold mines have auto built from the auto queue, so I guess we'll just let the auto queue handle the building of these gold mines. We get an election done in Japan, so we will reform the Gov and pick this, which is going to be a little bit better. We are running a shortage of what? Mana wars, we don't care. I don't think we have any. Let's just double check and make sure we don't have a naval base on mana wars. No, we don't. We are pushing them back here. We are going to actually get in on this landing. This is the first one our Navy has managed to win. We were 46 last time, now we're 70. Big ups on the Ironclads. And we also get in on the capital, so now we can start enforcing on them. This is fantastic. I think we will move the 100 stack on, or let's move the 87, or let's move the 100, because the other guy's doing things. And we're also going to move this guy. But the fact that they've gotten occupied here is going to make... Let's see what their tick is. Their tick's -3, our tick is -2. But they will give up everything but opening their market. We don't really care about opening their market all that much. We get breach loading artillery. So we're going to propose this peace deal. And we're going to swap to breach loading. And we're making money now because we have this. Where was the other guy we released? We released Yukutai, and where's the other one? Did we not release the other one? Okay, this is fine, I guess. We can try and get this guy in the customs union. Let's take a quick look at their politics. Monarchy, autocracy, traditionalism, serfdom, all this. They will probably be likely defending the borders, so maybe we don't try and do that with them. I think they... What is their population? Oh, let's do this. Population 1.7 mil, so it's going to be pretty easy to integrate them if we wanted to. And do you have a lot of resources, my guy? You have a decent amount of gold, and you have some coal, so maybe we puppet you. Also, that would help for fighting Russia later, I suppose. If we want to do that. I knew we wanted to, yeah. Shrapnel artillery is a pretty big upgrade. It's the biggest upgrade you get for a long while, and we want to be on that immediately if we can, and we have now a pretty big army power projection. And so I think we'll be concluding this episode here. This episode, we have done two big things, or the two major things that we have done is we passed multiculturalism, which is going to allow us to, you know, siphon off a lot more pops. And we haven't gotten any mass migration events yet, but the standard of living is cranking up pretty high here. And so we're kind of expecting it in the nearish future. We're also working to expand the customs union. Right now, the customs union is not particularly large, but we're working on it. If we can get Qing into the customs union, this would be a big up. This is something looking forward in the future. But most importantly, we got recognized, so now we are a major power with all the benefits that this confers. Notably, we get extra diplomatic maneuvers, more declared interest, more influence, and more migration attraction and minus on loan interest rate, the big two being the migration attraction and the loan interest rate. And so we are starting to come into our own a little bit here, pop off, and you know, we did fight also a winning war against Russia. We also fought against Austria, and so you know, we're starting to be able to win things, this sort of stuff. Literacy's coming up. Look at this GDP line. Whew. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one.